a bigger impact. And we feel that one way to achieve that impact is partnering with these key stakeholders so that they can take on the work that we started.
Serdar, you've got 3 minutes left.
Okay, thank you. Just trying to wrap up here in terms of developing competencies for teachers and learners. For that, I want to give you a quick I guess, example case study in the Scottish context. So this isn't necessarily AI, but I think the strategy or the approach can work with AI in education, AI inclusive education as well. So in 2016, the Scottish government developed this national strategy for digitalizing teaching and learning. They have these goals for developing skills of educators, they improving access and enhancing the curriculum and assessment delivery. As part of this strategy, and they introduced this digital literacy in the curriculum, and then also one device per pupil policy is coming in effect, but it's not quite done. There are updates to teacher standards and updates to IT programs. As part of that, there is a framework, national framework for digital literacy in initial teacher education program. In my recent conversation with someone from the Scottish government on the strategy side, that they are currently working with local authorities to refresh this strategy, which includes, developing a digital literacy framework for educators, and that also includes the role of AI may play in the future of education. And AI, also National Curriculum and Scotland Curriculum for Excellence is going through a curriculum improvement cycle, which also re-examines the digital literacy, but also looking at AI literacy in that respect. So the framework that I mentioned about this national strategy was published in 2020. I am currently looking at, again, updating this curriculum and also to be inclusive of AI in education. And to me, that is not necessarily something that should stop at the initial teacher education program. And in Scottish context, we have, constraints in terms of how much we can offer in the initial teacher education programs. But my conversation with the partner in Scottish government is promising that we should be looking at it as a continuum, starting from initial teacher education, but continuing with who supports the teachers next in local authorities and even the national bodies. To conclude, I think my presentation touched on some of these challenges and limitations of Gen AI for inclusive education. So I'm not going to go through them all. But I think it's important. I believe that the next round of talks will talk more about challenges and limitations and opportunities there. So this is for there to kind of look at in terms of there are still lots of challenges and limitations in terms of bringing AI into education. We need to be mindful, we need to be critical about. And also about it comes with opportunities, because of its unique features. The relational nature is looking at to think about, are we now in a place, or is it in a time where we're going to be collaborators with AI systems as teachers, learners, or all together? There is also potential for teacher modeling, and there's also, especially in inclusive context, assistive technology for individual support gives lots of opportunities there. And I want to finish with something from another of my colleague, Professor Gert Biesta from when he talked about ICT and education, but I feel that this applies to AI systems. And he describes the functions of education as threefold, but they are very much interdependent, as the qualification, socialization, and subjectification. As we are looking at ICT integration, he cites Hadid from 2018 and talks about, we want to, when we're bringing ICT integration, and you can always replace ICT with AI there, is we need to rigorously analyze what we're aiming for, objectives and changes, and how these objectives can be best pursued for ICT application, AI application. And also we need to look at the potential for different tools, different systems for different applications. And he had this additional quote. I mean, this was the beginning of that chapter, but I really liked it, because we can't see the technology itself, be it AI, even as a fix to a bad educational philosophy or a bad practice. Especially if you're going in the wrong direction, it will get us there faster. But then my final thought or question is for something for you to consider is, can we say, is AI or Gen AI good or bad for inclusive education? And I hope that my talk giving you some ideas about this, but the way I see and also BSS suggests that looking at it in a dichotomous way is not helpful for this debate or progress in that. And also the other key point to me is that looking at it as developing critical pedagogies is important. And with that, I thank you for your patience and listening to what I had to say. These are some references from presentation.
Thank you so much. It was a very, very informative and very insightful talk, and it's really good to hear the ongoing work you and colleagues are doing at University of Edinburgh, and I've got some questions around that particular project as well, given there are some similarities between your project and also this project that we're doing with teachers and researchers in Vietnam as well. So we're going to move on to the next part